Hi folks, and welcome to the Filmbook channel. And I'm in the woods, and as you see, it's pretty sunny out there, and we are in the middle of a heat wave. So I just set myself on this fallen log here, and I thought I'd do a little break and have a little break. I put on this buff here. And also this one here, and I wet both through, and I always carry one flask of tea, and sage and mint is pretty great for the weather, and you might want to make it hot and drink it hot, because that way you start to sweat and it cools you down. And mint and sage are awesome for that. You can also add a little bit of lemon and stuff. Well, but I don't want to talk to you about tea, which is maybe a video for another occasion. I love me a little cup of tea. But I'm sitting here, and I brought some projects and was whittling away already a little bit. This one is should become a coon, and I also got this little fellow I started yesterday. I think this will be the one I will do today. But I want to talk to you about tools, and as you well know, I do personally think that I personally got it back to front for a long time, and I want to, but I don't want to rant on endlessly about that. It's just the survival crowd is the survival crowd, and I'm just a fat guy sitting in the woods and whittling away, and but I think that one or the other might find it helpful when I talk about my experiences and what I learned by them. And I think this is something that is actually, I think that is pretty commonplace and a pretty simple enlightenment that came to me. But I honestly didn't realize for a long time, and so I thought maybe I'm not the only one. I hope I'm not the only one who just didn't realize this very simple thing. And I was always respecting all the old conquerors, swearing by this little guy here, and this is a lot of you guys might know it. It's really old Frost's Mora. I was pretty much inspired by Ulfgard, and I think I want to give it a little bit of a once-over and make another sheet for it. For you can say a lot of things about Moras, and especially the classic ones. They are really great knives still. And oh, hello little relative. There's a little wasp coming visiting. And and I was always like, I do like some great knives with awesome handle materials and interesting steel and what have you. And I bought a lot of them, and I made a lot of them. And when I'm saying a lot of them, I mean a lot of them. And a lot of them that I made were following what I thought was sensible back in the day. And I was always thinking, that's an awesome knife, but it's a little bit thin. It's how can it be that it withstands real outdoor use? Man, it's just a better steak knife or what have you. And it turns out I was wrong because I must freely admit that I didn't know how to carve very well back then. I didn't have the skill, and I think this was the culprit with me not realizing what a knife should do in the woods for what I am doing. Obviously, not talking for anyone else. And so my knives were pretty thick, and and if I say thick, this is a really awesome knife, and it's one of my favorites. And this is one that will actually this is the Mora Gorbech. It's pretty much of a commonplace that this is an awesome and reliable knife, and this is, if you are left with only one tool option, I think this is pretty decent, because it isn't too thick in the spine, but it is pretty robust. But that also lends itself to being a little tad slicier than what you can find elsewhere. And the thing is, this works for making do. If you're and simple things like, say, whittling a tent peg or what have you, and not a secret that this is just, and I didn't sharpen it, and I used the shite out of it, and it's still one of my favorite slicers, still shaving sharp, and awesome for chopping and for even for battening. And you know my stance towards battening, because I'm not too fond of it, because there are other and more sensible ways to split wood. Primarily an axe, obviously, but also to do it with a knife, and you can always whittle some wedges and blades, but that's not what I'm talking about. But if you were to use it for detail work, like doing a face on this little guy here, you are, there's always the limitation, and it's not that easy to fathom, because you don't realize that easily. And but which one? This one is a really dedicated slöjd knife from Svante Djärv, and when I show you the blade in comparison, you can see obviously that it is way shorter, which lends itself to more dexterity and a little bit more tip control, because if I take my index finger to the tip of the blade, and I would do the same with the Gorbech, you already see that this is a little bit more clumsy isn't the right word, because it isn't a clumsy knife. It's still awesome for detailed work with for a longer knife, and it's a survival knife, and it's still pretty awesome for detail work for that. So you can easily make some camp utensils, and it's you can use it as the sole knife for spoon carving, and that's not what I'm saying. I just want to explain the difference, which isn't actually just the size, but if you look at that, you can see that the blade of the Svante Djärv is far shallower than the Gorbech, and the tip is really slender. And if I take this one now, and I want to do some detail work, like I'm hollowing out the hood like that, you get far more efficiency than with a Gorbech, because the Gorbech is also really great at skinning, but it isn't great for skinning or anything, but it's pretty well has a great dexterity to it, and that is because the blade is more slender, and as I said, it's not about the garbage not working at all. It's just about this one being a tad more efficient with and I just lost myself in carving again, and this is something I really value. If you can lose yourself in the carving, yeah. But you see what I mean, and the thing is, what I want to say is, this is one of my favorites at the moment. This is a blade I made from an old saw blade, which is high-speed steel and really edge resistant, really resilient too. And you can see it's even more slender than the Svante Djerf, and this blade is even shorter. I don't think I would make it that symmetrical next time, because I constantly have to look where the edge is, so that's not a great idea if you're a little bit your concentration is slipping on what have you, so you could easily cut yourself with this one, which isn't going to happen with this one, because you always know where the edge is. Love the Svante Djerf. Is just, and greetings to Elsa and Svante, because they are also really awesome people, and I really would like to meet them in person one day and utterly go on their nerves. No. So this one, Svante Djerf is. I made a review on the knife. Maybe I will make another video about this exclusively because it's just one of my all-time favorite knives, also for the bush, and because it does most of the things I do, and it doesn't work with a fire steel, but no harm done. It's you can use a dedicated scraper for that, or just bring another. Because this is a Slöjd knife. It's not too thick in the spine too, and the thing is, a lot of the knives we buy are catering for the needs of hunters or even tactical applications, and actually I think what most people that are fascinated by going out into the woods and do some crafting is, it's the crafting aspect. You go into the woods with nothing, and you come home with some household items or a little whimsical figure or what have you. And I think a lot of people do enjoy that more than doing hard survival training and stuff. And but you know my stance already on that. I'm not going to rant on endlessly about this. I want to introduce you to another, and this is even more extreme. This is just a chip carving knife, and I always bring this too, because it really doesn't weigh a lot, and I can bring it all right, and you don't know, and this is actually an eye-opener, and because you don't know what dexterity means if you haven't used such a knife for detail carving, and it's just awesome, and it enhances the experience, and a lot of people are like, and at least I met a lot of people who were a little bit taken aback by me bringing some chip carving knives for bushcraft and what have you. But because, well, what's when you're left with nothing? Yes, I also train with the garbage, and well, I can use it all right. It's not what I'm saying. It's just more fun using the right tool for the job, and actually it doesn't weigh you down, and it's just a microscopic little whittler, and I still didn't finish the handle. I've just been working on and off it because I have a little. Well, I don't have the best time at the moment, and that's one of the reasons I'm also not keeping up with making videos or replying to your comments and what have you, or doing more networking or what have you, because it's just not priority at the moment. I just need to survive at the moment, and so it's well, thing is, well, I'm I'm already losing myself into carving again, and this is actually a great thing. I'm not tiring to. You noticed, I think, that I'm not tiring to emphasize this, because I'm saying that in every video. I'm making an apologies if it starts to get annoying. Not intended to be. It's just that I'm actually pretty stoked that it works, and that you can just go out in the woods, sit on a stump and whittle away, and hey presto, your well-being is increased, and or even if you're having a really crappy time, it's just kick yourself up the spine, give yourself some kicking it up the spine, get out in the woods and carve yourself something, because there are few things that are better to get your mind off things. And well, so that's it. But thing is, well, where did I now put my? Because well, that's a problem. Because I brought a cork. Well, there it is. If you get a small chip carving knife like this, and you want to transport it relatively safely, and you don't want to make a dedicated sheath yet, I recommend you just take some random wine cork and stick it in there. And you might want to do some binding to secure it, but at the moment this is pretty much enough, because it still doesn't come off, and so. But there are situations where even with your small chip carving knife, you can't reach the details, and this is why the white man has invented gouges. And this is a hollow gouge. By the way, I got it from my father way back then, and I really honor the tool. And you need a little bit of adaptation, and but then
and don't apply too much force. Is the most important thing with this. And the gouges need to be even sharper than the knives, and but then you get a really great capability to really work on the details and create something hopefully beautiful. Guys, coming along. And also, if you want to do something like the mouth or something going out like that, this is how why people invented this. And this one needs a little bit of stropping, by the way. I just packed it, and there are different sizes for everything. I mean, you know, I'm not saying you don't know. It's just something. I'm just mentioning it. I think a lot of you guys might know, and you can even use it freehand if you take your thumb and don't apply too much force, and always carve away from you, and never put it on your leg, because especially not in these regions, because if you hit the veins over here, you're in for a big problem. Always keep your first aid kit handy, and like that. But it's also, I'm not wanting to be the know-it-all or something. It's just that I made my mistakes myself, and I just don't want people to bleed. That's all. And if, because I know bleeding sucks. Well, what's in my pouch? So this one I also featured, which is more of a joke I made for myself, but it's also a pretty decent chip carving knife, and but honestly, there's a lot of humor involved. But what I want to show you with this knife is that this Wharncliffe or lamb's foot shape works really great for slate also, and this is something that really can enhance the way of the details of your carving, and I'm saying that because it's fun. It's just sitting in woods, as I said, carving stuff is going a long way, and it's also in there is something I think I made a video of already. This is actually a pretty decent bushcraft knife too. It's a Hiro, the Japanese slate knife, and well, one of the sharpest blades I own, and it's also really thin. I like to use it to prepare Amadou because it really stands up to the test of carving the not exactly soft outer side of the fungus, and it's pretty controllable, absolutely dexterous, and it really works. Like so. And by the way, I try to make a really reduced wood spirit, which I have seen just like Johnny the Layton or something, which I actually find pretty cool. Only that I can't. I'm constantly trying to add more details, and something that is maybe something I need to learn to do it a little bit more abstract, and not because I necessarily, it's just my kind of style to make stuff like this, and well, like that. This is also a huge recommendation. I can only recommend this one. I also got something like this. This is a little well, how is it called? Like a chisel or something. A handheld gouge. Actually, it's a knife, and it's
it's working in a pushing motion like that. Also to clean up a little bit. Then I got a meter.
Comes in handy if you want to do some to make some toys or something. I get also
A more sturdy
chisel, a Mura spoon carving knife with a little bit of a bigger diameter,
and another awesome one, really great quality with a little smaller hook.
Both I use for spoon carving, but also for hollowing out stuff,
or even preparing square fittings or something like that.
So
actually, this is a cheap Romi. It's a two-layer steel, and it works pretty great. And
a little bit sensitive, but it's a great tool.
This is an old Kirschen knife my father modified, which is a really microscopic, which has a really microscopic edge, and which I like to use for really delicate stuff, like this one, and you see, these are a lot of tools, and if I were on a trekking tour or something, or a hike, or real decent hike, I wouldn't bring that much of stuff. And but if you're going out into the woods in order just to regain your composure and doing some carving, why not bring that stuff? It's because it's it's a really great thing to have the right tool for the job handy. And this is also a favorite knife of mine. It is called Rose knife in Germany. This one is made by Kirschen, which is a company that is situated in the near vicinity of where I live, and near vicinity is some I went there by bike once, so it's not too much of a distance. And but this one's from my father, and I really cherish stuff like this, because well, it's heritage, and I love that. My father taught me how to whittle, and I think he's always with me when I'm doing stuff like this. And I think in his latter days he didn't like me much, but I think he would enjoy me sitting here and carving away. I will give you just a little once over about what's in there. Two more chip carving knives. This one from Janus Madaras, made from ATC RV2. Really awesome thing. This is, I think, an Otter Messer. Really thin blade. Another Kirschen chip carving knife that I bought myself. And yes, I do buy stuff from time to time too. And well, this is awesome for working reliefs, and yes. And this one is a strop I made from a cheapo diamond home, and like so, you can one side is a stropping steel. I don't recommend you do this to carving knives with a Scandai grind, but most of mine have a convex bevel on, so this is actually working. And well, the diamond hone is a little bit too coarse for carving. You can use it in a pinch, but it's more for outdoor use. It's normally I also bring a leather strop I made myself, which is better for the carving knives, and more gouges. Well, and this is something maybe a little bit redundant, but I think this is a really great thing if you are bound on finding an alternative to Mora, because well, Mora is a really great brand, and I actually honestly don't get paid to say this. Personally, I don't. I can't see why anyone would use something else, but these are pretty decent too. This is a Laurin Metalli blade with an ATC RV2 steel, tempered to 59 HRC, with a beechwood handle, which has a really nice checkering to it. It's pretty similar to the Mora, maybe a little bit more bitier even, because it has a high Scandai grind as opposed to the lower on the Moras. It also needs a higher grind because the blade is about 3 millimeters as opposed to the 2.4 on the Moras. Honestly, the Moras are really. I can't see why anyone, if you want to buy the Dictum, this is Dictum, a German brand. There is little difference between the two. If you are looking for a higher scanner grind, a little bit more robust layout, maybe the Dictum is for you. And but if you're looking for something that's a Mora, get yourself a Mora. You can get several shapes of this brand too, including the Wharncliffe / Lambswood / Sheepswood blade. And, on the other hand, there is always the thing, if you are you don't want to weigh yourself down too much, and but also want to do little projects with more details. Well, hard to beat humble Swiss Army knife, and this being a pocket knife, you would spare yourself all the fuss of carrying this tool roll around, which, well, you can put this in a ditty bag or something. Well, it's if you're what I like to do is I like to bring a flask of tea and to really get cozy in the woods, and stuff is that's maybe a little bit much, and but that's up to you to decide, is what I want to say. I just want to say, what opened my eyes was how well the simpler knives performed, as opposed to, you want to cater for all needs, I don't want to bash the tracker knife varieties, because they do have their place, they do have their time and stuff, and but these are knives that aren't fun to use for stuff like this, carving little things, toys, or household items, or in the woods, and and honestly, I absolutely needed, the last time I absolutely needed this one here, several years ago. I use it, I like to use it, and I like to cut with it, but, well, most of the stuff I do is what you've just seen me doing, and this is a pretty heavy thing, and if you take all these and this one, it's maybe, it's obviously a little bit heavier than this one knife, but there are knives that I own that I call Cevada knives, and they are almost as heavy as the entire tool roll, and this is including the leather roll, and thing is, I would rather have the tool for the job handy than carry one knife that's doing chopping and battening pretty great, but is a pain in the arse for all other applications. And with these tools you could easily split a log, because there is that chisel in it, and you could use that chisel to widen up the crack, then whittle yourself some gluts and wedges, and you could. And I did. I made myself. I had my Laplander saw with me and the tool roll, and I split an oak log with that diameter, just with the contents of that tool roll, and because, well, that's the tool for the job. A chisel is a tool for the job, and it's not that a knife isn't made for splitting an oak log of that diameter. You can use a knife for splitting. It's not what I'm saying. It's not that I'm bashing batten on all the time. That's not what I. If you want to batten, fire away. It just voids the warranty. But on the other hand, that's not. I'm not a bushcraft Nazi, you know. But the thing is, with just the contents of this tool roll, I think I am not you. That's not. I'm not entitled to tell you what you should do or not do. Not what I'm saying. It's just that I want to say works for me. And if you complement this with a Laplander saw and an axe, and maybe slide and a bushcraft knife, well, you could build a cabin. And this is still light enough to be carried in a rucksack, and if you get accustomed to that. And the thing is, I am, and so, and this is what old-timers did, and this is why this one here has been a success for so long, because it's almost 150 years now that this model was a huge success with woodsmen worldwide that really used the shit out of the blades, and they needed to rely on their knives in a far higher degree than we will ever have to in our times, because, well, it's a hobby. And so this was maybe the reason why this was possible. And this is, as I said, this is still a really valuable outdoor tool. This is still a really capable outdoor tool. And so I think this is maybe I hope it wasn't a rant. I think I hope you found that informative and a little bit helpful, and these are my 5 cents on it. I really like to bring these tools, because it's a great feeling to just go to your backpack and take out your tool roll and have the affirmation that you can create something with your hands out of nothing. And this is a really great feeling. This is really great for your resilience. It's great for you. Yeah, well, it's also great for your ego. It's let's be honest. It's cool that if you can say, well, I'm capable of doing this. This is also something you can be proud of, and doesn't matter if it isn't the best there is at first try. It will get better with time, and but it's empowering. It's a feeling of empowerment, and I think we all might need that at the moment. And so I will pack that stuff, all the pointy, sharpy objects, back into my backpack, and then I must be off to the elderly gentleman I'm caring for. And I just want to say, well, folks, take care, stay hydrated. It's pretty hot out here, and I will take it really slow. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry for not being present at the moment, but on the other hand, well, we all have been there, I think, and so I think you might have some empathy. So, and need to get up, and so that said, I hope to be able to provide you with more videos. I got a nice idea. I'm not yet sure how it will work out, but I really hope to see you soon. And until then, take good care and bye.